Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to a new episode of ILU BIM series. In the first video, we have covered the whole interface of Autodesk Revit 2021, and in this video we are gonna start an architectural template, and let's do something practical in it. So as I told in the earlier videos, or in the first video, because I mentioned that I've also uploaded 3 or 4 videos before that video too, so they have also some kind of this stuff, but I'm now trying to make an organized series of these videos to cover BIM specifically. So first we will make a new architectural template. So let's select imperial architectural template. So it is a new project. Let's okay. Now the project is being set up. So in this video we are going to see how we can start building our first project in Autodesk Revit. So there are some basic things which you should do before starting a new project. So first of all, you need to know what kind of units you are using. As I have selected imperial, so it was based on my decision that I am working with imperial units. If you are asked to work on metric units, so then you should select metric architectural template. So now I'm working on imperial units, that is feet, inches, etc. So I have selected that one. If you want to change it, you can go to manage tab, and I suppose this is the first step you should do. So you need to select your units. If you have mistakenly opened an imperial template, then you can change your length and other units from here. So if I want to change length from imperial to metric, then I can change it to meters, and then it will be changed accordingly, and then I can change all these values too, but I am keeping it on imperial. So this is one step you should do before starting a project. Then there is project information, this thing, which is also available in the manage tab under settings. So you should click on project information, and here you can write your organization name, description, author, and all the other stuff like the project issue date, client name, project number, etc. If you're working on different projects under one project, so you can name it that project 1 under that major project. So these are things you should first set up before starting on a project. So I'll cancel this and go back to my architectural tab. So now you can see that in the canvas we have these 4 signs, which are elevation signs actually. If I click on this, so I will be given this new tab which says south, because I have clicked on the south elevation. So I can see we just have 2 levels in it by default, level 1 and level 2, and these are on 10 feet. And if you can see on the left side in project browser, you can also see floor plans level 1, level 2 and site. So before starting to work, you need to set up your levels, that how many levels are there in your project. So I'm keeping it just 2 levels, and let's add another level for parapet wall on our top or something like that, or perhaps we can keep it like level 2, 2 levels. But if you want to add another level, you can just in the architecture tab, also in the structure tab it is available, but in the architecture tab you can click on the level and then select where you want to place the level. So I would like to start it from where the others are started, and let's keep it on, suppose 3 feet. So I'm keeping it 3 feet above the level 2, and let's finish this, and you can see there is another level 3 on 13 feet, and it is also updated here in the project browser. We have a new ceiling plane level 3, floor plane level 3, and we will also have a structure plane level 3. So this is updated like this. Oops, what happened? I think my Revit crashed. Oh, it didn't crash, something happened. I don't know why did it open. Okay, ignore this. So we now have another level, level 1, level 2 and level 3. We can rename them accordingly, like let's call it ground floor. So I've renamed it as ground floor. So I've wrote 00 with it just to make it in a sequence. So I would give this 01 first floor, so it will come under ground floor, and then let's give this or top or just name it roof level. Let me check this. It will change all these levels. And now if these are too much, so we can click on the level, then drag it by holding left click. Just drag it to where you want, so you can change these from where you want. Let's just not change it, but this is how you can change it. Then another thing is grids. You can work on grids. So if I go back to the ground floor, we have nothing here, but we need some grids to work on. If you are working on a symmetrical projects, then you need these grids. These are really helpful. And if you don't want to work on symmetrical, you just want your sketch and then transfer it to more sequenced format, then you can use just the modify tab and other tools like align tools, offset tools, etc. Let's go back to architecture tab. Now we have these planes, right? And we want to work on these. Give me a minute, let me take this call. Okay, sorry, I had a call to attend. It was my father's call. So let's get back to the business. Okay, so we were trying to make a sketch for doing this project. So I was thinking of a two-story something cute, like and modern looking house, you can say. So let's complete it. So first I would need some grids. So I really like to work with grids. So before working here in ground floor, I would like to go to the site. So site is actually our ground floor. If you look at these points, the one is project base point and another one is survey point. So this is how you can set your coordinates, like where your project lies. So you can set these points too and give it a coordinate, like for example, if I click on this, so you can see here north, south, northing and easting. You can say elevation, you can give it an angle. You can also fill it from here. So let's keep it at 00. And if you have project coordinates, so it is really necessary to give those coordinates to this point, this project. So your project would then be based on those coordinates, and it will be placed in a perfect place if you are working on other software along with Autodesk Revit. So now we are going to use grids to first make our sketch, then we can convert that into a proper model. So for that let's check which tools we can use. So I'm using grid tools. So let me give you an example how grid works. So if it is just like levels, but in horizontal plane. That was in vertical plane, the levels were in vertical plane, and these are in horizontal plane. So you can just by clicking you can make these grids. So now we have this grid. If you want to create another grid, like here you can see we have these displays which shows us 32 feet. So our next grid is on 32 feet. So you can use these grids to make sketches or assemblies for yourself, which you can work on further. So I am going to delete this and using another tool. So I am going to go to the architecture tab. Let's go to the grid again, and let's make two grids. So one, let's keep one here, let's call it if you double click on its bubble, you can name it. So I would name it A. So now it is A grid. Whenever I place another grid near to it, after this it will be renamed automatically as B. So if I click on again on A and then give it another grid, so I'm keeping it on, for example, 20 feet, you can see it is B. So now I'm defining my working place as 60 feet and then placing another grid C, and then again on 20 feet let's keep another grid on D. So you can also align these. Now we have these 4 grids. Now let's create the grids in this direction. So let's make our first grid here and let's call it 1. So we have a good representation. So it is for grid number first. Let's make another grid on 20 feet. It is on second. Let's add another one after 60. So we have a square plot now to work in, and our another grid is on 20 feet. So it is like this. So now we have this assembly. So what I was thinking is that these are the roads, these cross section, and in the mid we have a beautiful 60 feet cross 60 feet space where we can work on and we can produce our model. So in this video we have seen how we can create different levels, how we can see elevations. Now you can see that our grids are placed like this, and we can how we can create our site for ourselves in which we can work. So we have our grid set up. Now let's create roads. So for roads, let's just go to architecture and create a floor. We will call it road. So it is a generic 12-inch. So you can select another one too. So for instance, if I take this 12-inch, I can edit it too. So if I click on edit and rename it, so it will be this family will be renamed. And if I duplicate it, so this will be duplicated and changes will be made in a duplicate copy. So I am renaming it as road. So I've called it road, but it has the same property as like floor generic 12-inch. But if I edit its structure, then I can make it according to my requirement. So I'm making a road of suppose 6 inches. So we have a 6 inches road. We can also change the category material. So let's click on these 3 dots, and now we will be given a material browser where we can select our material. So for the road, let's go with something like asphalt. So now we have material browser. Here you can search for default materials which are already loaded. If I search for road, I have no material like this. If I search for asphalt, so we have this asphalt shingle and also damp proofing. But if you don't like any of this, you can just click on this plus icon and create our new material. If you create a new material, it will be a default new material. You can rename it as, let's rename it as road. Okay, road, and let's go to its appearance and select our appearance from this asset library. So let's click on this asset browser, and here let's search for road. So when I searched for road here, it has given me 2 types of roads, asphalt 3 and asphalt wet. So I'm, for the appearance purposes, I'm just keeping asphalt wet. It would be kind of a road which has water on it, so it would look like, it would look nice like a road after rain. So this is how it is looking. You can change its glossiness and its highlights from non-metallic to metallic, and you can change these properties, but I'm not changing these like this. And it also has bumps, so you can change the value of bumps too. So I don't know what was the default value. Let's keep it 159. Okay, or let's see 130. Let's click on OK. So we have now a 6 inches road. Okay, I have not given a proper layers like waterbound layer and other asphalt wearing course. I have just given it a name of 6 inches, so it would look like a 6 inches road. We won't see the bottom of the road. But if you're working on quantity estimation of that road too, now our concern is around building, but if your concern is on infrastructure too, you are concerned about the road too, then you should have mentioned the all layers of our road, like what is the waterbound macadam, how thick is that, what kind of material is used in this. So you have option to add it here. So I have kept it 6 inches just for this project, and let's click on OK. So now we have our 6 inches road, and as we discussed earlier, these are our roads. So let's create our roads here. So I'm going to use this rectangle tool, or you can just use the spec line tools too. So rectangle tools work like this: you click on rectangle and just drag and click here, and then drag and drop here, so it will make a rectangle like this. Let's undo this, and if you want to use lines, so you can click on lines and make your road like this just by clicking on intersection, and you can click everywhere you want. So this is like simple clicking. Okay, so this was about line and rectangles. You can also use these arches tool, like first point, end point, and then the radius if you have a curved road. Okay, but let's pick lines. So by picking lines, we can pick lines and it will automatically make a road for us. So I am picking these lines, I am picking all these lines, and in the end what I am going to do, I am going to use trim command. So this is our trim command. We can use trim command to delete the area which we don't want. So we didn't want this area, therefore we deleted this one. But you've seen it has deleted whole line because it was a whole one line. But if you don't want it like this, then you can use the split command. This split element command will split our line in two. So if I split all these lines in two, then we can better work with it. So let's split all these in two, and then we can better use the trim command. This is just for the understanding purpose, because there are other ways of it doing it too, a very easy ways of it actually. So these are splitted. Now we can use the trim command. So let's click on trim and select the first one, then the second one which you want to keep. So this part is deleted. Now let's do the same for this one. This one is deleted. Now let's do the same for this one. So this one is deleted. Now let's do the same for this one. This one is deleted too. You did a mistake here. Now it's fine like this. Let's do these two, then these two, then these two, then these two. So it is shaping itself. Okay, undo this. This is fine like this. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. So we have this one. Let's do it like this, and this one like this. So this is complete. Now the only problem is here. So let's you can change this by dragging and dropping it. So now we can use the line command to end this, to make it a closed boundary. So okay, when you closed it, it will then become our road around our plot. So I'm going to quickly complete this. Let me finish these two too. So we have now our roads around our plot. So if I click on this finish edit mode, it will create this road for us. If you look into the 3D, let me close those tabs and click on this 3D icon. So if you click on this 3D icon, it will give you a default 3D mode. So now these are our roads. You can change its detail, like if I go to fine and then go to the shaded one, so you can see this is the shaded view. You can also change it to consistent colors, and for better view you can also go to the realistic. Now it will take some time based on your GPU speed and your computer performance. So now it is updated. If you zoom in, you can see this is our road layer actually. So you can see this is our road. You can change all these things from by orbiting these things, any view you want, top view, front view, right view, any view you want. Let's keep it an isometric view. And you can also check these two side by side. If you click on the keyboard WT, so it will create a tile window. It have created a tile window, so now you can work in 2D and it will be automatically generated in 3D. So this is the beauty of this software. You can also do this by just going to the view tab, and from view you can click on the tile windows. If you want to you don't want the tile windows, you can click on the tab window. It will be again converted into those tab windows. If you click again on the tile windows, it will be then converted into tile windows. So you can actually check these services. Now if you want to add a section, so if I add a section here by just click on that section, now if I double click on the head of this arrow, it will give me this section. So this is now that section. Now if we had too many layers, so this would have given me a good representation of the road layers. So I'm going to delete this section, and it will automatically delete the section which I have created in project browser. So let's click OK. It is deleted. Now our site is ready. Okay, so we can now create our our building here. But for building, if you, for example, we need a ground in these empty spaces, so we can also create that. So for that, let's go again to the architecture tab, then go to the floor, and then just let's click on edit type, duplicate this and give it a name of let's give it a name of grass. Okay, let me give it a name of grass. Okay, so I've given it a name of grass. I would change it and give it make it as 6 inches and change its material to grass. So for grass, let's select grass. If we have grass here, don't have grass here, let's select earth. So now we have earth, so I may click on OK. So we have an earth material. Now I will rename this as earth from grass. You can also go for grass, but I'm going to use the grass and somewhere in the building too for lawn, so that's why I didn't change it to grass. So let's start our start making our earth around our road. So it is like this. Let's complete it like this. So our land around the plot is ready. Let's click on OK. So now this is fine. So let's finish this. Let's click on escape. So now we have a land or around our roads too. So this is looking cool. Now our site is set up. We can also add some materials like components, like you can say trees, etc. here too. So if you want to add trees or other component like cars, etc., so we would use that before we are going to do rendering, but I think this is enough for site. So this is our site. I think the video is going to be extended, so let's finish this video here and conclude this video. We can start making our building in the next video. So this I would call this video site preparation project and site preparation for our model. So in the next video we are going to build our model here. So let me give you a glimpse of what I am going to make. So if I just go to the ground floor, so this is going to be, if I go to the architecture tab and let's go to the meshing and site tab. So I was thinking of making something like let's make in place mass. Okay, mass number 1, let's keep it as mesh number 1, and let's make our first mesh as something like this would be good. 36 cross 36 would be good, and another one like I think 36 cross 36 was a little small, so I can change this. Okay, when you click on this you can edit it by double clicking on it. So when I double click on this, now I can edit too. So let's keep it 40, 45, and this one 45 too. So this is 45, it is fine. Now let's finish this mass, and mass contains no solid geometry. Okay, we will make it a solid geometry in a while. So if you click on this mesh, you can edit it and give it some extrusion. So now when we have this mass selected, you can create on this and create a solid form. So now when this is created, so now we have this mesh. Let's click on OK. So we have this mesh now. Let's finish this mesh. Go to another view, like I think this view is fine. Let's add another mesh. Let's go to meshing and site. Nope. Let's go to in place mesh number 2. Let's go again to a rectangle, take our rectangle from here and end it somewhere on 30. I think 30 from one side and 30 from one side and 45 on another side would work. So this is our mesh. If you want to change its dimension, just double click on it. It's 30 feet 6 inches, so let's keep it 30 feet. And for the other one, let's keep this let's keep this one. Let's change this one from 42 to 45. Okay, so now we have this mesh. Let's click on this, create a solid form, and let's change its height. So we can change its height like this. Okay, so now this has changed, so it is like this. I think it is fine. Let's finish this mesh. So we have these two geometries. If you look in the 3D, you can see it like this. So we have these two meshes. Now we are going to convert this into a beautiful building, and it is going to be a very nice project. So for now I think this is enough. So let's revise what we have learned in this video. We have learned how to set up a project in Revit 2021, how we can add different levels, how we can work with grids, how we can create floors, and how we can set up our environment, our site for our project. And also we have seen how we can use in-place mesh to create our sketches for the project. So I think this is enough for today, and let's conclude this video, and I will give you my goodbyes. So you guys should take care. Allah Hafiz.